Hello everyone, my name is Dora. This is my laboratory of chemistry, studying everything. Today I'm going to give you an example of chemistry. But first, I must tell you what chemistry is. And if I don't, you'll be confused about what I'm telling you in the experiment. Because I may use lots of key words that are used in chemistry. Because I'm used to it. Okay, chemistry is basically working with chemicals which can be dangerous and not dangerous. But I would say that more of the chemicals around the world are dangerous than not dangerous. I'm not saying that there aren't any safe chemicals around the world. There are. But there is a very tiny amount in the world. There are more chemicals around the world that are dangerous. And that's why that they, in the chemistry set, they included safety goggles in case anything goes in your eyes. And they might include rubber gloves, just in case if you're using a very dangerous chemical that can be effective on your hands or skin. But I think you have to worry more about the safety goggles than rubber gloves, because rubber gloves aren't used that much in experiments. If you're a scientist, then it would be used a lot, because they have to work with lots of chemicals that are dangerous. But they also have to wear, in all of the experiments that they do, a safety goggles, because if you don't, it's going to be a very dangerous experiment to do. Even though that you're working with a chemical that's not that kind of dangerous. Because it might go in your eye and it'll do whatever, will make you blind, and maybe actually will kill you. Because eyes are very, very precious, and we don't want to lose them. Now, I must say that children which are 10 or over cannot use the chemistry set. If you're 8, 9, 4, anywhere near there, you're not allowed. Because they say that when you're 10, you're more mature to handle with all these equipment, dangerous chemicals, anything, because you've turned more mature, you've grown up, and you've gotten more mature, and you understand that if you muck around, then it's going to be very, very dangerous. Because if you're 4, for example, and you're using a chemistry set, it's going to be very dangerous, because kids when they're 4, they don't understand. They think that it's like a toy. Say, for example, there was a dangerous chemical inside, and they're mixing it, and then it pops out, and they don't have the safety goggles on. Kaboom! Something dangerous happens to them. And I would say that you record the number of your local hospital, just in case something very dangerous happens. And if you want to go and get a chemistry lab or set, it would tell you all this that I've just told you in this booklet. Because if a chemistry lab or set doesn't have an instruction page, then it's not a proper chemistry set given to you. I would insist that if they don't give you a booklet, go and search on the internet. If you don't have internet, go and search in the library. But I don't think they wouldn't give it to you, because if they didn't, that would be kind of stupid. Now, let me tell you about the equipment. These these are called tubes. This is called the rubber tubing. This can bend and it's way more easier to transport one liquid to another. This is the pellet. It's used for dropping. And there's another equipment called a dropper, but it's kind of the same as a pellet. This is the scoop. It can hold one measure of the chemical. This is the measuring spoon. This holds about a quarter of a measure of the chemical. This is filter paper. And I would presume that you know what it is. This is the beaker, and over here is the glass stirring rod, basically used for mixing a chemical with another. This is the cork. It's basically used with a flask. That's basically used for mixing as well. And this is the mortar. Mortar is basically used for mashing. You're going to get it like that and then you're going to mash. This is the funnel. Like, it's used for dissolving, basically. It's used for dissolving for dissolving a chemical. This is the rubber gloves, as I said before. These are the test tubes. This is the test tube cleaner. When you've done an experiment and you have to wash the test tubes, and that would be said inside the instruction manual. And you have to go and clean it with this. You basically get one of the test tubes, open it up, and then go. You put it inside and then go and dry it. It's basically for drying. And it's called the test tube cleaner. And if you want to dry it up, you can just squish it like that, and then it will dry up. That easily. This is the test tube holder. Test tube holder is mostly used for when you're going to heat it. And when I say that is when it won't dissolve or something like that. Basically, there should be something over here, and that you can increase it to an upper level so it will hold on to the test tube tighter, and so it won't fall and shatter. And then you hold it up to the spirit burner, which should actually have a flame on top, and then it will make it dissolve. And there is something called, and also some people actually call the spirit burner Bunsen burner, but that's more of a scientific name for it. This is basically the holder of the spirit burner. And it's basically used for putting the beaker or the canonical flask, but not a test tube. Because if you put it, it would actually shatter. Because if you put it too close to the flame, then it would shatter. And that's about the spirit burner. And this is the safety goggles, and then that's it. That's all of And I would actually say that at the back here are the chemicals. The reason that they're in little containers like this is because some of them are very dangerous. They can be effective on your human body, and some of them are poison. But over here, in my gallery, there's only one poison, methylene orange. And now, next time, I'm going to actually give you an example of chemistry, basically a test. Until then, thank you.